LeBron highlights equality with his latest shoe. Paul George's Nike collab is a nod to space exploration. And does the Nike Add That BB the future in performance sneakers? This is Colorways and Toeboxes. Welcome to Colorways and Toeboxes. I am Mouse Jones. Beside me is my super dope host, WuzG00d. And Maze is on assignment today, but in his place, we have the young king from Harlem, TJ Porter. What's good? Clap it up for TJ Porter. Everybody clap it up for TJ Porter. Y'all in the back, clap it up for TJ Porter. Welcome, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I bet you know something about sneakers. They say you know a little something about sneakers.
Yeah,
You be getting fly or whatever. I bet.
Something.
Now, first thing we do each week is we ask what's on your feet. So we about to go around the room, all right? TJ Porter, what you rocking today?
Got the Jordan ones.
Okay.
The ones that came in the package, you know.
Yeah, little
purple
pine
and black.
greens.
Yeah. Just threw them on today. I was feeling lucky today. had to go green today. I was feeling lucky.
Now, what's good? What you got on your feet?
The off-white Blazers, All Hallows Eve.
A lot of money.
These are my favorite
A lot of money.
out of all of them. These are better than the black ones.
Can we relax?
They
We
are.
just gotta relax.
100%. They are.
Okay.
And you, sir?
Oh,
What do you
man,
have?
these? You just talking about these shoes right here?
Yeah,
Oh, they
just
ain't
some
nothing,
little
just
little
some-
things.
Just something. I think they call them like Union Ones or Union.
Never heard of them.
Just happy to be here. You know? Just happy to be here. Well, good feats all around the room. Now, this week we got some big sneaker news to get into, but first, each week we run down the newest drops in a segment we like to call Cop or Flop. Ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
So, TJ, the way Cop or Flop works is I'm gonna run down the list of sneakers that's dropping this week. You're gonna simply let me know, is it a cop or is it a flop, all right?
All right.
What's good? We're gonna start with you. You ready?
Yes.
So, we got the Blazer mid-pack dropping. Cop or flop?
Cop. I'm between the blue check and the green check. But yeah, overall, I think this pack is a cop.
TJ, what about you?
Flop.
That's
just-
not feeling it.
Nah, that's just not my type of style.
Next up, what's good? The 30th anniversary Jordan 4. Cop or flop?
Flop.
Oh, is it because they're all black? Black shoes mad, I keep telling you this.
No, it's a lot going on for me. I feel like the black with the white and the gun bottom, I just feel like it's not cohesive. I like the fact that there's 3M hits. I like that they accented it with red, but I don't know, the overall execution. And to drop it for the 30th anniversary, I don't think this is a strong one.
So disrespectful. So disrespectful. TJ.
Flop.
The youngins don't care about nothing.
It's not even that. It's just like you gotta have something cohesive, like with your outfit. Like those sneakers is like there's just too much going on with it, like she said.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, okay, all right. Now, this is surprising because I thought Off-White and Nike were done, but the Off-White Air Max 90 black and beige was good. Cop or flop?
Cop on the beige,
Okay.
flop on the black.
TJ?
Flop on both.
He's saving
You
all
wanna know
his
why?
money.
Nah,
Why?
because it's like, if it didn't have Off-White on it, you're not gonna buy it. So don't.
But they're 90s. I love
But
90s.
a lot of
too
people
many
is not
people
gonna
not
buy
banging
it.
90s.
If once you throw Off-White on something, everybody's gonna go crazy.
That's
If
true.
you take that Off-White off, nobody gonna buy them sneakers.
He's telling
It's just
the
like
No, they look good.
no, but it's just like it's like Balenciagas. If you put Skechers on a Balenciaga sneaker, nobody gonna buy it.
Well, that's controversial because Skechers were a thing
When?
last year. Absolutely.
Where?
But like, that was in
Where
like
was
one
I?
Williamsburg neighborhood. Like, that was not world.
That wasn't world. But yeah, that's what
Whatever.
I'm saying though. Like that brand matters. That's a flop to me.
All right, so moving on. In respect to the hashtag going around, the What's Good Foam Challenge, AKA hashtag Where's the Foams, the Nike Air Foamposite 1, Midnight Navy, Gum Bottom. Cop or flop?
Obvious flop. I said I don't want to see these in 2019. However, I finally found a pair of foams, so that is in the works. And
Look at you paying up on what you owe.
Yes.
I like to see.
Yes.
Make it fashion, sis. Now, TJ, cop or flop, Nike Air Foamposite. You know Harlem love a foam.
Flop.
How you gonna disrespect Harlem like that?
It's not about Harlem.
True Religion's Foamposites, like,
No. Everybody
man.
did not like foams. I don't like foams the way they look. They like just too bulky.
They're
Like they ugly. They
trash.
trash.
I agree, but I'm just saying. You
Like
just
everybody liked foams in 2009.
It's like a Harlem.
And I ain't even like foams in 2009.
Me either. I never liked
I never
them.
liked them. The sneaker, the way it look is just like
I agree with you. I'm
It's a
just saying.
disgrace.
Harlem's
It's
gonna
a
be tight.
disgrace.
disgrace.
Damn.
Damn. Disgrace. All right, the NMD Chinese New Year. Cop or flop?
Flop. It's a black shoe and it's an NMD.
Black shoes matter. You have to stop
I
this.
can't. It's.
All right. TJ?
Flop. You know my answer, man. You just flopping on everything.
Last but not least, the Nike Reacts. 2 colorways. You got the Volt, you got that little blue. Cop or flop?
Cop the Volt. The Elements I'm not a fan of.
Wow. I did not expect that. This shoe screams was
No,
good.
I mean the Reacts for me are arguably one of the best shoes created last year, but yeah, I do feel like Nike might have overdone the colorways, and as far as like how frequently they're dropping it, like even Huaraches when they first came out, they were like really fire, and then they were just
they?
overproduced. Yeah, you don't remember when the gold Huaraches dropped and like everybody was going crazy for them, the all whites.
Nah, I remember that.
I don't
Yeah,
It was just
they were
somewhere in
big.
Harlem. Like Huaraches was it.
Huaraches were it, and then
I
they
remember
just got,
seeing them, but
no, they
nah.
just
Yeah, they
got
just-
overproduced, and
yeah.
that's what killed
Maybe that's
them.
what it was.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
how
like
it
that's how I feel about the Nike Reacts. Hopefully they don't get as overproduced,
right.
but yeah.
What about you, TJ? The Reacts, you copping or flopping?
You know what LeBron do, right?
For the people at home who don't know what LeBron do.
Flop. That's a flop.
Now, our guy TJ Porter is on set with us this week. You recently released your EP, No Disturbance on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Tell us about it and what can we expect from it?
I didn't even go through my label to release it.
Oh, so
I
you
just
just
dropped
the
it
system.
because I just dropped it. They was mad at me, but they agree with me now. When I should just drop
Right.
But yeah, it's about to be on all streaming platforms. It's
Okay.
only on SoundCloud right now, but soon. I
What's
think,
the numbers
in
look
next
like?
2 weeks. Yeah, they're good.
yeah.
Yeah, everything is good. Everything got over 100K and stuff. So yeah, I'm just working on that, and I also got a new track coming when it come on.
When it come on streaming?
Yeah, when it come on every other streaming platform, it's another track on there called I Can't. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in the works right now.
Listen, I told you people I believe in the TJ Porter brand, so this is good. This is good to see. Now, this week we have a few things to discuss since the news cycle has been so heavy. So let's get into it with this week's sneaker news. Now, first, Wale took to Twitter this week and simply stated, "Wow, I really bought SBs back." Let's talk about it. How do we feel about this? We spoke about Travis Scott wearing the SBs heavy on the show early. Do we bow down to Wale's claim here, or is he wilding? Where do we go from here? What's good?
I feel like I'm going to get a lot of feedback.
Yeah, you're the hot take of the show, so you should be used to this.
No, I don't agree with Wale. I do agree with the fact that Wale, for me, is like the king of SBs. He's been wearing them nonstop throughout
His career.
throughout his career. But for me, bringing SBs back, that requires something like influential happening and going on. Yes, you've been doing it all along, but you never stopped wearing them and then brought them back. For me, last year we spoke about this when Travis was spotted wearing the SBs. That was like a topic of conversation. Our SBs coming back, we literally spoke about this. And I remember A$AP Rocky was spotted on some show, and he had a pair of super old SBs on, I think from '05. And Virgil also was spotted with the Viotechs on late last year. So I feel like
But how did you know Virgil's was SBs? Because his big pants be covering them.
oh my God.
All right, my bad.
Anyways. So I feel like if anything, those 3 people were more influential in literally bringing SBs back than Wale is. Like, yes, Wale doesn't get credit, doesn't get enough credit, and that's a fact, like 100%. And he's been doing this.
Right.
But that's what it is. Like, you've been doing this, you didn't bring it back.
How you feel about this young TJ Porter?
I didn't even know SBs was back. I didn't know they was back. So when y'all saying that, I'm just looking like, where was I?
You gotta go get you a pair now. You know the staples.
I'm good on that.
No SBs for the kid?
Good on that.
All right, well. So
Do you,
I think Wale, it's hard to say someone didn't bring it back if he's been the one that's consistently doing it, right?
Right.
Because that means when everybody else fell off and he kept doing it, someone looked and said, oh, I gotta get those. And that's what restarted it. So
I don't know.
he
I
did
just
bring it
wouldn't-
back. And if we're being honest, when it comes to sneaker and fashion, Wale's been one of the most, if not the most influential artist, rapper figure since he's debuted, so.
Yes, but again, he doesn't get the credibility he deserves because I feel like not many people are talking about him or not many people have their eyes on him. So that's what I'm saying when it comes to being influential and bringing this shoe back. I don't feel he gets the credit for that, unfortunately, but he just doesn't. Like, if you ask a random kid in the street, hypebeast, I guess, who's in the know, who they felt, I highly doubt anybody would say Wale brought it back.
Even if SBs were back, which I didn't know about, I don't think they would say Wale either.
Yeah.
The disrespect. The disrespect. Now, the new LeBron 16s are dropping in honor of Black History Month. One shoe is black, one shoe is white, and it is a nod to equality. LeBron is known for being outspoken about social issues. What's good? What do you think about these shoes in particular?
This is tricky for me. I love that social issues are being brought to light and we have influential people bringing these issues to life, you know, especially with this whole like Super Bowl thing going on and the artists declining Super Bowl performances due to Kaepernick. And even the whole shut up and dribble statement, all of those things, I feel like messages like this are a clapback to things like that. I don't feel the shoe pays enough homage to the message, you know? Like, I don't think there's enough story behind the shoe. Like last year, I feel the 15s, the Equality 15s that he dropped made way more noise. And if you're gonna drop another Equality shoe, it needs to be better than the first one. And I feel like this one, the message for me doesn't really get across like that. And as far as execution, I think it looks crazy to have a white shoe and a black shoe, you know? I don't know, it's just,
TJ Porter, you're a ball player.
Nah,
You gonna lace these up.
I agreed with her.
Right.
Everything up to when she said it's crazy to have a white shoe and a black shoe. Like, that's drippy on the court.
I don't
See?
know.
But she don't play ball. So you can attest to that, right? Like being on the court, these are an homage to you know, the Tracy McGrady days, the All-Star games where players would come out in different color silhouettes just to play. So that I appreciate it. And like I said, I think it's going to be different once you see it on court. I don't think this is gonna be a lifestyle fashion choice, and we know the people that'll wear these and we'll be like, you know, you look crazy. But
Great
on
marketing
court,
tool. If you buy the whole pack, you have a full set. But
this is true. But if you're on court, looks good.
Yeah, look
yeah,
good.
I could see that.
You gonna play in them? How many you think you could drop in those?
I could drop
If you
anything.
if you played your manager L, and you had those on, how many you could give him?
You know what I'll do to him without those? So what you think is gonna
That's the
happen with
answer.
those?
Now moving on to another basketball shoe. Paul George's newest collab with Nike is inspired by NASA with an American flag on the tongue and a quote from the NBA star across the heel that reads, "Don't tell me the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon." Now, TJ, sounds like he's trying to rap. What do you think about these? Did you get a chance to look at these new Paul Georges?
Nah, I didn't get to see him.
These is crazy. These is crazy. We got a chance to look at them backstage. These is crazy. What's good? What do you think about these?
I love this shoe, mostly because of the story behind it. I wouldn't wear this shoe for lifestyle purposes, but coming from an athlete's perspective, this shoe is amazing. There are two major parts to the shoe, one being the functionality of it and one being the story behind it. So for the functionality of the shoe, I really admire everything that went into it. So it's a much lighter basketball shoe than we're used to. They scaled down on the TPU of the shoes, which automatically makes it much lighter. They have mesh on the upper, also makes it much lighter. The midsole is a lighter foam. They like combine the tongue with the collar.
Yep.
So it's just all one thing. And then the bottom, they're like circular traction, so to say, which I read were inspired by like moon craters. I don't know, cool. It just ties back into the story. But functional for obviously when you're trying to grip the floor. So that in itself, that's an amazing shoe. You know, like that's something that you can play with and, well, play in, and it's much lighter than what athletes are used to. But as far as the story, not to be confused with Tom Sachs.
Because we know Tom Sachs hates the month of May. March.
So he wanted to keep the shoe as true to him as possible. So the reason NASA is part of the shoe is because he's from Palmdale, California, which is home to NASA research. And the quote behind the shoe is one of his favorites. So it like easily ties into NASA. I think the concept is really cool. The colors are very eye-catching. So yeah, I really appreciate this shoe. I'm not a baller, but I really appreciate this shoe.
Well, I appreciate any
The technology of it is crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Any lighter basketball shoe is always, like anybody that plays on the regular, you'll appreciate a light basketball shoe because.
And comfortable too.
Yeah, after a while.
It sounds so comfortable.
After a while, whew. But speaking of new basketball shoes and newer basketball technology, the Nike Adapt BB. Nike is releasing the Adapt BB, which is a technologically advanced basketball sneaker that self-laces at a price point of $350. Now, seeing from where they started with the Hyper Adapt ones that I am lucky to have a pair of.
And were 3 weeks ago.
Hey, I don't like to brag, but we play big over here. But to see this and see this type of technology going from just lifestyle and now being functional on the court is amazing. Like there's the app that you can tighten or adjust the shoe on the left or the right side.
Yeah.
TJ, can you see yourself playing ball in these?
Yeah.
Cause you really play ball. Like you're not a weekend warrior. Like you really.
I really cook. Like that's what I do. Like I don't know a lot of people that could beat me one-on-one. I don't think nobody can beat me.
See, stop looking at me like that. You can't beat me one-on-one. Like you can't beat me one-on-one.
You know the last person who told me that?
Not me, cause
it was the #1 player in the country. You know what I did to him?
I'm not him though.
Oh God.
I'm not better than him either.
But I'm beating you.
No, you're not.
Just cause you
better than Cole?
I'll bust his ass.
You could beat me?
Yes.
What's wrong with you?
Yo, we'll play, right? And if you beat me, you could host the show 1 week.
All right, but.
Y'all got that on camera, right?
I'm man of my word.
All right, man.
All right.
Oh my God.
Yo, L, set it up, L.
L, set that up.
Set that up, L.
Snipe, set it up.
Set that up,
I'm not scared. And I've been in the gym all year. It's on. But what do you think about the shoe? What's good?
The shoe is crazy.
Right.
We are in the future for sure. Yeah, the shoe, the purpose of it is for a perfect fit, you know? I feel like Nike has spent years trying to create a shoe that would properly be a perfect fit for a basketball player, but it's difficult. Like as an athlete, when you're playing, your feet swell, and you need to adjust, you know? So it's just crazy to me that you can, like with an app, control your shoes. That's crazy to me. I mean, you mentioned everything, and I know Nike went through a lot of vigorous
just to even see the price point come down, because when I got the Hyper Adapts last year, it was like $800. So now that they're $350, I'm like,
no, yeah, it's crazy. Like when I heard about this, I thought the price point would be ridiculous, but to know that they've come to a point where you can make it affordable,
Now, how would you make this fashion?
I don't think I can. It's black.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
TJ, how many pairs you buying?
Just I like 2.
That money good, boy. That money good. Now, each week we have our sneaker story segment, but our guest is on set, so TJ Porter has agreed to share a sneaker story with us. So, TJ, run it.
When I was growing up, like, I didn't have everything I have now. Like, I was not that fortunate. So one time, it was like an older guy on my block. Like, I wasn't like all of the rest of the young kids. Like, he knew I wanted to be something better in life. So he used to always help out, look out for me when I needed little stuff. So the cement 3s was coming out, and I was tight. I was saving my bread. I ain't have enough bread to get them. So he was going to get them for him and his little brother. So then he seen me on the lawn, and he like, yo, you good? And I was just tight. Like, I just shrugged my head. I ain't even say nothing to him. He was like, I got you. He wound up not getting them for his little brother. Like, he went and got them for his little brother later, and he got them for me. It was like, that's why I always want to give back, because it's just stuff like that. Like, he wasn't as fortunate as me, but, I mean, he was more fortunate than me, but he didn't have a lot. So just to see him give his last, because he knew I ain't have it, but his little brother had a lot of stuff. So it was just like, so I was always grateful for that. So when the Concords 11 came out, I bought about 150 pairs of them, and I just went out in my neighborhood, and I gave them out, like, around my neighborhood, a place I used to play basketball. It's called Milbank. And I went to different schools, and I was just giving them out to, like, the kids with the best grades, who was less fortunate, like, just to, like, it was about 3 days before Christmas, just to, like, warm their spirits up. Like, that's something you always gonna remember. Like, I'll never forget what he did for me. So I know that they never gonna forget, oh, remember that time TJ Porter was in Harlem just giving away Concords? Like, that's not average. Like, a lot of people, like, they'll give out sneakers, but not Concords. Like, that's not average, so, yeah.
So now you set the bar pretty high. So now everybody else in Harlem, ain't no more turkey drives in Harlem no more. You gotta give out Concords. And you can't give out you can't give out no Air Force Ones. You gotta pull up.
You could give out Air Force Ones. Those summertime vibes.
All right, but
You give out
but you can't give them out for Christmas.
Nah, not for Christmas. Not for
So now
Christmas.
look what you did. Now
First day
everybody
of
gotta
summer,
make
though.
sure they step up.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's something dope to see, right? Like all the challenges, like even joking around with her, like the phone pot challenge. That's a good challenge to start because there's a lot of kids from uptown coming out. You, Lil TJ, Smook. Like there's a whole bunch of new young generation guys coming up right now. So if y'all started doing that, you see the positive, the positive outlook, or at least the positive results from that.
No, that's so amazing. Like that was really touching. We've spoken on the show, especially about the Dornbacher collection. It happens every year around Christmas time, and how the purpose of it is to lift kids' spirits who are not as fortunate as others, and how we wanted to see more of that. So it's amazing to see you who up and coming, the next generation, to be so generous. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And he just let you know, he getting a lot of money. He said, I went and bought 150
Yeah, but like,
pairs.
especially younger people, like, it's so easy to become greedy, you know?
Right,
like, once you start getting, you don't want to give. And, like, to have that mindset and that
true, too.
mentality at that age, like, that's amazing.
That's why, like, I always go back. Like, I don't stay in the hood, like.
Right.
But I always go back. Like some days, like L and Wayne, they'll get mad at me, but it's like that's me. I have to do that to be humble. I can't be around, like, not to say like rap is a facade, but it's a lot of fake things going on.
Yeah.
I can't be around that all the time, so I just go back to the hood, chill.
And listen, spending your money on Jordans to give out to the community is way better than spending it on bullshit jewelry.
Yeah, that's
like
a
some
fact.
other rappers. So
Nah, mine's not.
you looking good. No clouds. Well, much luck to you in your future endeavors, and we thank you for joining us on the show this week. That's it for this week. This is Colorways and Toeboxes. Make sure you catch us each and every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on BET's YouTube channel. I'm Mouse Jones.
I'm WuzG00d.
TJ Porter.
Peace.